Once upon a time, in a peaceful countryside village surrounded by green meadows and tall sunflowers, lived a sweet little girl named Lila. She had bright eyes like the morning sky, and cheeks as rosy as apple blossoms. Lila lived in a cozy cottage with her grandmother, who made the warmest cocoa and told bedtime stories full of magic and stars. But Lila's favorite thing in the whole wide world was her 3 kittens, Muffin, Whiskers, and Snowdrop. Muffin was a plump, gray kitten with a love for naps. Whiskers was the curious one, always poking her nose into everything. Snowdrop, the tiniest of them all, had fluffy white fur and was very shy, often hiding behind Lila's feet when someone new came by. Every morning, as the sun stretched across the hills, Lila would rush to the garden in her little yellow boots with the kittens trotting behind her. Together, they chased butterflies, rolled in dandelions, and napped under the cherry tree, their days filled with giggles and tiny meows. One sunny day, as Lila sat with a daisy crown on her head, she noticed Snowdrop looking a little sad. "What's wrong, my sweet snow cloud?" Lila asked softly, picking Snowdrop up and holding her close. Snowdrop mewed gently and looked toward the woods beyond the fence. Lila followed her gaze. The woods were deep and mysterious, with whispering leaves and glimmering rays of light. No one in the village went there often, but Lila had always been curious. "I wonder what's in there," she said aloud. Muffin yawned. Whiskers tilted her head. Snowdrop gave a little hopeful purr. That afternoon, with a small basket packed with biscuits and a bottle of milk, Lila decided to take the kittens on a little adventure just to the edge of the woods. Holding Muffin in one arm, and with Snowdrop on her shoulder and Whiskers marching ahead, they set off. The path was soft with moss, and the trees overhead made patterns of light and shadow on the ground. Birds chirped from the branches, and a gentle breeze danced with Lila's curls. As they walked, the kittens explored excitedly. Whiskers chased a bouncing leaf. Muffin climbed a fallen log, before rolling off with a soft plop, and Snowdrop sniffed a glowing mushroom with wide eyes. Just as Lila was about to suggest turning back, she spotted something sparkling in the bushes. She gently parted the leaves and gasped. There, hidden in a circle of wildflowers, was a tiny fairy house made of twigs and petals, and sitting in front of it were real fairy-small, glowing beings with delicate wings, no taller than Lila's thumb. "Oh my," she whispered as the kittens gathered around her in wonder. The fairies looked up, not scared, just surprised. "Hello," said the smallest fairy, who wore a dress of bluebell petals. "I'm Fania. Are these your kittens?" Lila nodded, eyes wide with wonder. "I'm Lila. This is Muffin, Whiskers, and Snowdrop." Fania smiled. "Snowdrop has a gentle heart. She brought you here." Lila looked at Snowdrop, who purred proudly. "We fairies love kind animals," Fania continued, "and your Snowdrop has been watching over our forest for a long time." "She has?" Lila asked. "Yes," said another fairy, who wore a hat made of acorn cap. "She helped heal a baby bird last week by snuggling it for warmth." Lila beamed. "She's always been special." Fania floated closer. "Would you and your kittens like to visit the fairy meadow?" Lila's heart danced. "Oh yes, please!" The fairies clapped, and with a sprinkle of glowing dust, the woods shimmered. The leaves parted like curtains, and a path opened, leading to the most magical place Lila had ever seen. It was a meadow bursting with colors flowers that sang soft tunes, butterflies with crystal wings, and tiny mushroom houses where fairies played music and danced. The kittens were enchanted. Muffin rolled in glittering petals, Whiskers played tag with a giggling pixie, and Snowdrop curled up next to a glowing lantern, blinking happily. The fairies gave Lila a necklace woven from moonbeam threads. "This will let you return any time," said Fania. As the sky turned golden with the setting sun, Lila knew it was time to head home. "Will we see you again?" she asked, hugging Fania. "Of course," the fairy smiled. "Kind hearts like yours are always welcome." With a twinkle and a soft breeze, Lila and her kittens walked back through the woods, her basket empty but her heart full. That night, as Lila snuggled in bed with all 3 kittens curled around her, she looked at the moonbeam necklace and whispered, "Thank you, Snowdrop." Snowdrop purred and nudged her cheek. From that day on, Lila and her kittens often disappeared for a few hours, returning with bits of glowing moss, petal crowns, and stories about singing frogs or moonlit dances. And though the village never saw the fairies, everyone agreed something magical lived in the woods, and that a little girl with a kind heart and her 3 kittens were its special guests.